hope everyone's having a wonderful day. So as you can see, this week's video is going to be based on the Louis Vuitton Trousse Toilette cases or the Louis Vuitton Trousse pouch. However you want to refer to it, we're talking about the same thing here. I hope you enjoy this video. So let's go ahead and get started. I wanted to touch on these pieces because, for one, they're no longer around. They're kind of hard to get your hands on, so if you find it for a good deal, I suggest snatch it up because these pieces are timeless. These are old, I'll tell you that. They've lasted, they've withstood the test of time. They come in handy. I use them a lot. They do carry quite a bit depending on how you pack them. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the video and touch on some of the info that I found out about these pieces. So I did call Louis Vuitton Client Services to get a little bit more info on these bags because there's not a lot of info about them online. You can find them pre-loved. I know I've seen them on Tradesy, I've seen them on Fashion File before. I actually found both of mine from a local seller's app called Let Go. I'm not sure if any of you all are familiar with that, but it has come in handy for me on the secondhand market for sure, and never even knew about these until I found them, and I've continuously done research. So with that being said, these were originally introduced in the early 80s. Barbara, the client services associate that I spoke to, couldn't find a lot of info on these, but what she did find was helpful. So like I said, these were originally introduced in the early 80s. They were first introduced retail-wise in store January of 1999. Prior to 1999, these were only custom made to order. That's it. And they do come in two sizes. So this is the 23 centimeter Trousse and this is the 28 centimeter Trousse. Or if you want to refer to the classic Louis Vuitton sizing, this would be the GM and this would be the PM. They were retired or discontinued in 2008, which is kind of a bummer because I really like this style. I like the size, I like the shape, they're classic, they're easy to pack into a larger bag like the Keep All over there in the corner, or they're just easy to pack on the inside in general because of the shape. You know, it's not an odd shape, so it fits pretty much whatever you want to put in it. Oh, and along with the meaning, so the Trousse meaning, I thought that most or all of Louis Vuitton bags were either named after a famous or well-known place, or B, a really influential person. So these were actually named really simple. The French meaning for Trousse is a case for small implements or items. It's just that simple. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the inside of these things and show you. But I do want to touch on the difference in the canvas. So this one right here is from 1988, and the small one is from 1986. So there's just a 2-year difference, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal, you know? I don't know how the camera is picking the coloring up, but in person, the GM size Trousse pouch is a lot more vivid in color. It's a little bit more gold as opposed to the PM size being a little bit more green and dull looking. Both are gorgeous. The exact same silhouette, the exact same structure, all the hardware is exactly the same, it's just the size. So we'll go ahead and start with the PM. Take a look at all the sides, the front, the back, which every angle of the bag is identical, so it's kind of hard to differentiate what's the front and what's the back, you know? But this is a really old piece, you guys, and it is held up amazingly. The only thing that has really changed throughout the years on the quality, or I wouldn't even say the quality, let's just say the wear and tear of these pieces. On some of the printed monogram flowers, especially on the bottom, I don't know if the light is going to pick it up, but it's worn. It's just shown some worn. The pebbling is coming through that monogram, which is totally fine. You know, this bag's over 30 years old. Along with the wear on the canvas, these zippers have definitely seen better days. Now this one is in better shape than the GM. I'm not sure why. I guess the original owners cared for them completely different. But the zippers are nice and solid. They're really pretty. There is some, I wouldn't say tarnishing, but there is wear. They're not as luster as they used to be when they were new, I could only imagine. But there's the zipper. I have conditioned the canvas, and yes, I do say conditioned because I think it helps bring the softness and the luster back to it after you have cleaned the canvas. So I started with baby wipes or a wet rag and wiped the canvas down really well, and then I gave it a condition, let that set, and it's actually been a few weeks since I've put any shine to it, which would have been the turtle wax wipes just to help add that luster and help protect it. But I have also cleaned the zipper track and teeth with Brasso. Just a Q-tip and Brasso, wipe it away, and bam. I mean, they came back like really resilient. So let's open this thing up and take a peek on the inside. So with it being like one main compartment, you do have 3 like scrunchies on the side that are meant to hold like bottles or any liquid that you don't want to spill over, just to give it a little bit more security. And along with the bottle scrunchies, that's what I'm going to call them, you have an interior pocket. Now, I have had these bags probably over a year at this point, and I was told they did not come with date codes. The only authentication tag they had is right here in the inner corner at the top. It's just this old little cotton tag. See if I can pick that up in the camera. So it's folded perfectly in half. So it says Louis Vuitton Paris, made in France, as you turn that little tag around right there. I thought that was the only authentication on the interior of the bag. Shout out to Blissfully Stephanie. She is wonderful. She actually brought it to my attention when she was online doing her research that the date code is on the interior of the bag. It's just hidden, and I didn't even really think to look. So if you flip the bag over and you look on the inside part of that interior pocket, the date code is going to be right there. So this one reads January of 1986, the TH standing for made in France. I'm going to see if I can get the camera to pick that up. It's very faint because it's so old, but 861TH right there. So there's that one. Like I said, these are really simple pieces. Like, there's not a lot to them, you know? It is what it is. They're specifically made for travel. Although I have used this as a little carry-around or a clutch. Like, if you don't want to use a bag or a purse and you want something compact, this is a perfect size. So let's go ahead and get this one out of the way, and we're going to touch on the GM size, which, like I said before, this one is a lot more vivid. I think it is gorgeous. So is the other one, but there is a color difference in person. And the same thing with this. I've treated this one the same exact way I did the other. I wiped it down, cleaned it, conditioned it or shined the canvas, and I cleaned the zipper track. And I'll go ahead and mention too, these both came from different people. So they've had different lives, they've seen different things, they've been different places, they've seen different wear and tear, you know? So this zipper on the GM size didn't come as clean as the PM. Now it is pretty shiny, don't get me wrong, it's really pretty. But along this side right here of the zipper track is severely tarnished, and I could not get the true color to come back. But, you know, with this bag being about 30 years old, I'm not going to complain because the solidity of the bag is still there. There is no issues or flaws with quality whatsoever. That's why I've stated in my previous videos, if you can get your hands on an authentic vintage piece, hands down, that's the way to go, because even Louis Vuitton themselves doesn't make things the way they used to. So, take a peek on the inside of this one as well. It's the exact same setup. You have the main compartment. You've got the 3 bottle scrunchies here on the side. Now these are a lot bigger, so these are going to hold bigger bags. I mean bigger bottles, I'm sorry. And the interior pocket right there. It's a lot bigger. This one holds a lot more. I really do love this one because it's so much bigger. You can put a lot of stuff in it. You know, your body wash, shampoos, conditioners. Now, it depends on the size of the bottles, obviously, but if I take, like, my shower essentials and I lay the bottles long ways and set them down in the bottom, I can stack them, and it carries everything. But as for cosmetics, this thing holds a lot of makeup, I'll say that. And, like, if you want to take your MAC Fix Plus, or if you have any toners that you want to carry with you, or even colognes or perfumes, whatever the case you're using this for, they'll all fit in these little bottle holders perfectly. Now again, in this one, it also comes with the little cotton tag right there, and this one also says Louis Vuitton, made in Paris. made in France. I'm sorry. I'm trying to look in the viewfinder and the camera at the same time. You all know I get all mixed up. There's nothing new now. So, along with the other one as well, the date code is also pressed into the interior lining of the pocket right there. So this one reads NO, and that is, so we'll start from the beginning. So that's 883NO. So this would be April of 1988, made in France. Now, it took me a long time to find those date codes, so shout out to Stephanie for helping me out, because I would have been clueless this whole time about the date code. But yeah, I just wanted to share these with you all, guys. These are such good pieces. They were discontinued, or retired, how Louis Vuitton wants to say, in 2008. I mean, I know why they discontinue pieces, because they come out with stuff all the time, and there's just no need, you know? The supply and demand shifts on popularity and relevance. So the older these got and the new stuff came out, people didn't want them anymore, so they take them off the shelf. But I thought it was really interesting at the fact that when these were introduced initially, they were custom made to order. They were not mass produced. They were not put on the shelves in stores until January of 1999. So I thought that was pretty cool. So there's really no telling where these originated. You know, the original owners had to call and have these made, or go in the store, as a matter of fact, and have these made specifically for them, which I thought was really awesome. You know, we don't know who the original owners of these pieces were, or where they've been, what they've seen, what they've held, all those kind of things. But I just wanted to show these to you all, give a little bit more info on the really pretty, really classic Trousse Toilette cases. Like I said, if you see these online and you're interested, snatch them up, because they're not, you know, they don't make them anymore. It is what it is, and they don't make this kind of quality anymore. I mean, just the feel and the solidity of the canvas on these vintage bags is phenomenal. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close this video out, guys. I just wanted to hop on here while I had an opportunity and show you something different to keep my steady flow of posting here on YouTube. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for staying the duration of the video. I would love to have you if you subscribed. If you're returning, thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. If there's any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them in the comment section below as usual, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. But with that being said, guys, I will chat with you all in the next video. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.